This video will go over how to do each of the rhythm assignments, which are the second homework assignment that is due on Monday at 11:59 p.m. I will show you how to go through the bar lines assignment. I'll show you with the 6/8 example because that one is the one people are going to struggle the most with. Remember that in 6/8, the unit of the beat is a dotted quarter note. And each one of those is subdivided into 3 eighth notes. So in a full bar of 6/8, you will see as many as 6 eighth notes, but no more than that. So our first job, so each of these measures has to have 6 eighth notes or the rhythmic equivalent thereof. All right. So each dotted quarter note we know is 3 eighth notes. All right. So there's 3. And there's 3 more. That makes 6, so that is a bar. Here's the next bar. 1, 2, 3. This quarter note counts for 2 eighth notes. And then here's a 6th one, so the next bar line goes there. The next bar is very easy. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very easy. Dotted quarter note, as you know, gets 3 eighth notes. 2, 3. Regular quarter note gets 2. Single eighth note is an eighth note, so the bar line goes there. This is the Valkyrie rhythm. Good, I spelled it right. Which is subdivided differently, but it is still the same as 3 eighth notes. So we'll put that there. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the quarter note, 6 for the last eighth note. And then we have our Valkyrie rhythm again, and then some straight eighth notes. And then the final one, a dotted half note fills up an entire bar of 6/8 by itself. It is worth 6 eighth notes by itself. Writing time signatures. For this, you just have to figure out first, is it simple time or compound time? I'm sorry. Simple or compound. All right, compound is going to be dotted quarter note beat unit. Simple is going to be a regular quarter note. Okay, so the first example, I see 3 quarter notes in a row, and so that is simple. For the second one, there's dotted quarter notes right at the beginning, so that's compound. The third one, I don't see any dotted rhythms at all, so that's going to be simple. All right. Number 4, we have the eighth notes grouped in groups of 2, which is an indicator of simple time, as opposed to number 5, where we have the eighth notes grouped in groups of 3, so that's going to be compound time. Number 6 is going to be simple, because you can see the eighth notes are in groups of 2. Don't let the pickup bar fool you, right? The other beat in that measure is over here, is at the end. And then finally, number 7, once again, we have a pickup measure, and that last beat or that last eighth note would go right there to make the measure complete. But you can see that these are groups of 2 eighth notes, and so it is simple meter. I will let you figure out which meter each of them are, because that should be fairly easy now that we have identified which ones are simple and which ones are compound. Beaming notes. So let's see. We'll do the 6/8 one. And all they're asking you to do is rewrite the notes so that they're beamed properly. And as I've said in class, voice majors might look at this line and say, there's nothing wrong with that. That's exactly how music should look. But the book wants you to be able to notate it in ways that will make more sense to instrumental performers, where we have the notes beamed by beat rather than by the word of the lyrics associated with it. So we have 3 eighth notes, which are going to be beamed thusly, right? And then this is the Valkyrie rhythm that I've mentioned several times. So that's going to be a dotted eighth note. That's going to become a 16th note. And when we put them together, we add this second little flag for the 16th note to indicate that it's not an eighth note. And of course we have the dot right there for the dotted eighth note. These are 6 16th notes in a row. All right, I'm being very sloppy with my notation because my marker is very big, but that's all right. So that's what those 16th notes will look like, and then we have Valkyrie rhythm one more time. And hopefully you remember that we need our dot and we need our second flag. Okay, so it will be easier to do the other two because they're simple meter. Just remember that in simple meter, you're going to see groups of 4 rather than 6 16th notes, and groups of 2 rather than 3 eighth notes. For letter I, we have writing rhythms. You can get creative with these. Once again, I will do the 6/8 one because that's the one that people struggle with. We just need to make sure that we're adding up to 6 eighth notes and a bar. All right, so just like that other exercise, let's count the eighth notes. This is a dotted quarter note, so that gets 3. We need another rhythm that's going to account for the other 3 eighth notes that go in that bar. So let's just actually make 3 eighth notes. That'll be fun. All right, nothing wrong with that. You could also do a dotted quarter note. You could also do a quarter note followed by an eighth note. Anything that adds up to 3 eighth notes. Here, in the second measure, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So whatever we put here has to be 2 eighth notes because we have 4 and we need 2 more to make 6. So the easiest way to do it would be a quarter note, but you could also do 2 eighth notes, although they'd want to be beamed in a group of 3 with this one. You could also do you could do some 16th notes, but there's no reason to get that into it. This measure is the exact same thing because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 eighth notes and we need 2 more. So let's do another quarter note. This one we have 2 eighth notes to the quarter note and then 1 by itself. That's 3. 6 minus 3 is still 3. So we can do a dotted quarter. That equals 3 eighth notes. We could do actually 3 eighth notes. We could do quarter, eighth, whatever you want. Here, this you can tell is supposed to be the Valkyrie rhythm. We have 3 eighth notes right there. We have 1 and a partial 1, that's a half, and then we have another one right here. So the only thing we need is another half of an eighth note, which is a 16th note. And so what they want there is the rest of the Valkyrie rhythm. That's the rhythm that usually looks like this when it's beamed normally. But here it is not. But it is the same rhythm. Dotted eighth, 16th, eighth. Okay? Here, this one, we have, let's see. Let me erase that because it's not an eighth note. All right, we've got 3 eighth notes there and 1 there. So we need something with 2. We've already done this a few times. You can do a quarter note. You could do 2 other eighth notes. You could do 4 16th notes, whatever you want. Here we have Valkyrie. We know that that is going to account for 3 eighth notes, even though they don't line up perfectly. This quarter note is going to be 2 eighth notes, so we just need 1 more. All right, you can do that, or if you need to get creative and express yourself, you can do 2 16th notes. Okay? It will be much easier to do the other 2 examples because they are in, those are in simple meter. Right, so you're just going to be dealing with quarter notes and eighth notes, possibly 16th notes, but I don't see any that need 16th notes. So you should be able to do that all with larger note values. All right. Complete each 4-measure rhythmic composition. You can do whatever you want with these. Just make sure that you're looking for 6 eighth notes in the 6/8 one, and you're looking for 3 quarter notes, all right, or 6 eighth notes in the 3/4 one, and in that one you're looking for 4 quarter notes. So I'm not gonna do the beginning measures because those use the book completes them partially for you. I'm gonna make up a whole new measure. So one thing you can do if you're scared is just 4 quarter notes. Make it really easy. Another thing you can do is a whole note, right? This is 4 beats. A whole note lasts 4 beats. You could also do 2 half notes, all right, or a dotted half note and a quarter note. So those are, or you can get into eighth notes. It's 2 eighth notes to the quarter note. You get creative, but this is all you need to show me that you understand 4/4. In 3/4, they put a dot here, so I'll go ahead and finish those 2 beats with an eighth note. So now we have 1, 2, 3 eighth notes. Here's a fourth one. So we've got of our 3/4 notes, we have 2 because we have 4 eighth notes. So we just need 1 more quarter note to complete that measure. Another thing you could do would be a dotted half note. That would be the easiest way to complete a measure because that is the note value being 3 beats long that fills up a 3/4 bar. You could also do, for instance, a quarter note followed by a half note. That would be 1, 2, 3. Or you could do any combination of quarters and eighths. You could do 1 and 2, 3 and, if you wanted to do something like that. And then with the 6/8, let's just do quarter eighth. That's 1, 2, 3, quarter eighth. 1, 2, 3. That gets us to 6 eighth notes, and that is a very common rhythm in 6/8 time.